G'day, Ben from Melbourne here. Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing a hat again. Deal with it. Just feeling in a hat mood lately. So we're going to do something a little bit different because there is an album coming out that I am quite excited about. But I'd also thought it was a good opportunity to talk about a few reissues and new albums that you might want to check out, which are forthcoming. Maybe some of them will be already out by the time this gets posted, but I'm just letting you know so you can jump on board lickety split. So, of course, one of the well-known ones that's coming out, I don't think it's till like August, is the new Nick Cave record called Wild God, and I mean like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Ghosteen was the last one he released under the Bad Seeds title. Really looking forward to that. I've seen a little bit of footage. They sent a trailer of studio stuff. Very fancy studio, by the way. And good to see Thomas Widler back on the drums. My favourite Bad Seed drummer and one of my favourite drummers of all time. And it sounds like it might be, to my ears, the single I've heard anyway, and some other bits, it's sort of might be in the ballpark of the kind of abattoir blues, Lyra Orpheus era, as far as like I hear gospel kind of backup singing on there and things like that. But a big sound from the single for sure. Excited by that. Now on the other end of the spectrum of small indie pop is the fantastic, by the way, that will be released through Bad Seeds Limited. I think you can just go onto the Nick Cave website and it'll direct you to wherever you can pre-order it locally in the US and UK and over here. And as I said, now on the opposite end of the spectrum, Parsnip. Great indie band. This was their last one when the tree bears fruit. They have a new one coming out called Behold, which I'm really looking forward to. I've got a couple of their records and a few of their 7-inches. Great fun band, like just catchy indie pop. Great players as well. This will be coming out on the great Anti-Fade label, of course, which we love, run by the great Billy Gardner. One which I don't have any of their albums. I think this is going to be their third album. I'll have to play catch up. Is the band S Barn with their album Love Songs. So I'll just give you a screenshot here. That's what that'll look like. They're sort of a post-punk kind of thing. If you like things like Wire, you'll probably dig S-Barn quite a bit. I really got I've been aware of them, but you just can't have them all, can you? You try, but I'm gonna get their newie. Back to Anti-Fade. Alien Nose Job, not a full record, but a 7-inch is coming out. Back on Anti-Fade after a couple on, it was on Anti-Fade, but also through Total Punk as well. Of course, this is Jake from the Oz Mutants and a million other bands. This was the previous one, Stained Glass. I think there might have been another one after this, actually. I think this is the one which is basically an AC/DC cover album with no AC/DC songs, if you know what I mean. He's even holding up the SG. Now for the big one, the one I'm very excited about. One I was not expecting. They haven't released a record for 12 years, and I believe the last record, there was a 9-year gap. Because he's become Nick Cave's right-hand man, they all live all over the place now. I didn't think this would happen. They never announced they'd broken up, but they just haven't played for a long time. And of course, they're playing shows when I'm going to be in bloody Canada. Anyway, better be good over there, Brian, and all you other Canadians. Of course, I'm talking about the mighty Dirty Three with Mick Turner, Jim White, and Warren Ellis. This is their first. This should be reissued too on vinyl. Love Changes Everything is the name of the record. Touring Australia in June and probably everywhere else when I'm back here, so I'll have no chance of seeing them. That's going to be on Remote Control Records over here. I'm sure it'll be distributed everywhere else. This is a reissue of Sad and Dangerous, another corker. I don't know if you know the Dirty Three, they're all instrumental, guitar, drums, violin/viola. Equally beautiful, terrifying, ethereal, and chaotic, sometimes all at once. Ocean Songs, cracking record. One of my favourite bands, and if you get the chance to see them live, I highly recommend it. They are amazing. As great as these records are, they're a live experience for sure. Seen them a number of times over the years. This one kind of stands alone, Cinder, because they actually asked Cat Power, I think it's Cinder, to contribute vocals to a few tracks on this. Still mainly instrumental. I think it works pretty good with her, but I do prefer the instrumental stuff. And this was the previous record to what's about to come out, called Toward the Low Sun. And so this was, I think, 9 years after this one, and now this is 12 years ago now. I remember seeing these shows, and it was like, wow, this is a long time between drinks, but great to see him back in action. Oh, so excited. Okay, next up we're going to talk about a few reissues that are coming out. A number of them are probably already out now. I just think I should tell you, because a lot of people say this Australian stuff's hard to get because a lot of it's out of print and small runs when they do reissue. So here we go. Ed Cooper has been going through a reissue program and reissuing all his, not all, but a number of his solo albums. And this time around, he's actually reissued the great Law of Nature, his old band, The Laughing Clowns, with super drummer Jeffrey Wegner. Eternally Yours is probably the most well-known track of this, and even if it isn't well-known, it should be. It's amazing. They call it kind of jazz punk, I suppose, because there is a bit of skronky sax in there, and Ed's association with being the main, not one of the main men in the Saints, which, punk, jazz punk, let's put that together and call it jazz punk. But it's really like a standalone sound. Laughing Clown's brilliant, released a heap of records. Great to see this record being reissued. And they're also reissuing one of Ed's solo records from the 90s, Black Ticket Day. So far, they have already reissued Frontierland, Honey Steals Gold, and Electrical Storm, which, if you see them, I highly recommend them. One of my favourite Australian guitarists and one of my favourite Australian artists in general. Absolute legend. And speaking of all things Ed, unbelievably, they are reissuing... Oh, sorry, I didn't say that those reissues will be on Prince Mellon / Remote Control Records. That's the Ed and the Laughing Clowns one. And now, the Saints, there's going to be a music on vinyl reissue of Eternally Yours. Why can't they just reissue the first three? They need to be in goddamn print. They're the greatest records in the world, and everybody knows we invented punk in Australia. Well, the Saints did, not me. And if you don't like that, deal with it. This is on par with the first record. Amazing, amazing stuff. Of course, this has got Know Your Product, which is by far probably the best known song of theirs outside of I'm Stranded. But another cracker on here is This Perfect Day. The whole record's brilliant. If yeah, don't know the Saints and you want to hear Australian punk rock at its finest, world class, world beating, amazing band. First 3 records especially so. And that will be on Music on Vinyl. I think I already said that. Doing all right. Now, another man who should be in print all the time and my other favourite guitarist in the world, Roland S Howard. Cannot believe they're reissuing these. I'm very, very happy. On Mute, which I didn't realise still existed, but it is. Of course, the 2 great These Immortal Souls records, which was featured himself, his brother Harry Howard, epic soundtracks from the Swell Maps, and Genevieve McGuckin, I never know how to say her name. So yeah, this is Get Lost, Don't Lie. These will be released on Mute, as I said. Don't know why I'm repeating myself. These are incredibly hard to find records, especially this one. I think the CD is even hard to find now. So this is I'm Never Gonna Die Again, which was the follow-up album, and this is a cracker too. And as well as these 2, there's going to be one called Extra, which has got some, as the title says, extra stuff. So a bit of live stuff, some stuff that they've found in the vaults, all been souped up and remastered and apparently sounding shit hot. Overseen by Genevieve and Harry, which is really good to hear that they're involved in that. These records deserve to be in print, and now next they should do the first 2 or 3 Crime in the City Solution albums, which featured Roland on guitar. They reissued some of their mid to later stuff, which is fantastic, but get them all out there, I say. Next, one of the greatest Australian records of all time, the Triffids Born Sandy Devotional. Just a absolutely beautiful, stunning record. Atmospheric, but like great songs. Like they're not atmospheric as in it's like an experimental blah. These are great songs with a huge, wide open sound is what I want to say. Like atmospheric, like as big as Western Australia, which is where they're from. Amazing album. If you're going to know a song, it was probably Wide Open Road off this record. Bury Me Deep in Love off a later record, I suppose. Really good to see this in print. They have reissued an earlier record. It is just escaped me. Let's check it out on the lookup machine. Just bear with me while I press some buttons. Treeless Plain, of course, they reissued that last year, which is one of their early records, or it might be their first record, I can't remember. I want to say that or Raining Pleasure, but Raining Pleasure could be like a mini 12-inch LP or an EP, I can't remember. But this, if you're going to have a Triffids record, this is the one to get, in my opinion. Last, we've got the great, they're still kicking, they broke up for a little while, got back together and have released some really great records. Underground kind of dream pop indie with equal amounts of great guitar and synth, not afraid of a pop song either or a big epic kind of krautrock dirge, and that's the Undies, Underground Lovers, and they're reissuing this fantastic record. This Dream It Down, that's what I'm trying to freaking say. This will be reissued on Universal. This, I think, might have been their biggest record in the early 90s. Sorry, goggles need to come out because CDs are unreadable these days. The actual song Losing It is just a 3-minute indie pop masterpiece. Great record, great band. Good to see their stuff back in print. This is on Universal. I don't think I said the Triffids is on PS, the one in brackets / Bloodlines. Bloodlines reissued the Roland S Howard solo albums a few years back. But anyway, back to the undies. Dream pop, indie rock, brilliant band. They have reissued some of their earlier records, and I've been hanging for this one because I think Leaves Me Blind was the one which I first got into, and then this, and I was seeing them live at the time, and great live band too. Anyway, I've rhubarbed on long enough. There's some stuff to be excited about. As I said, by the time you see this, some of these will be already available, especially the reissues. See you in the next one.